Hello and welcome to the Scooby Zone, the podcast where breakfast is served as we watch a bit of Scooby-Doo media. I'm Rob.
And I'm Katie.
And today we'll be watching Spooky Space Kook, episode 15 of Scooby-Doo Where Are You?
Ooh, episode 15, guys.
Yep, it's my favorite one.
I know, I was going to say, it's your favorite episode.
Yeah, so I'm going to be biased with the monster.
You're going to definitely be biased with and biased with the ranking, too.
Most likely.
Most likely. We'll see what happens. Yep,
Yeah.
We'll see if we can break even on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good episode.
Yeah. It's a great episode.
Well, I said,
this, I swear, this is the episode that I usually think is as the quintessential Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think all of the jokes are just, spot on this episode.
Yeah.
So, you guys can find us at the Scooby Zone on Facebook, the Scooby Zone Podcast at Instagram. I don't remember our Twitter handle off the top of my head.
Oh, jeez.
I think it's at the Scooby Zone.
I think so. That probably sounds about right. Don't quote us on that, though, guys.
Right.
Apparently we don't. Oh, man.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Clearly you found us somewhere that you're listening to us right now.
Clearly, somehow you did.
Make sure to leave comments, reviews.
Subscribe.
Send us emails at scoobyzonepodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yes, we would. How many times we have to say we'd love to hear from you, and yet nobody's doing anything? Come on, guys.
They try their best.
I suppose, but only one person commented, who was last week's guest host, too. Well,
A few weeks back.
Yeah, it was a few weeks back. Yep.
But still, we'd love to hear from you guys. Any questions you have for us, any comments you want to share with us. What you think we can improve on.
If there is anything, but I don't want to toot my own horn. But,
Right.
There might be some things.
Yep. So I think that is all of the fun, easy jobs at the start.
I think so, too.
So, I think we should be about ready to watch the episode. You guys can too.
Yep.
Scooby-Doo Where Are You is still on Tubi.
Yep.
If you're using streaming services. Otherwise, the entire series is available on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yep. Or VHS for some of those who have VHS. But I don't know if Spooky Kook was on VHS. Unless he's on a different one. I don't have anything for them, per se.
Yeah, I'd have to look at how many of the Cartoon Network's classic Scooby-Doo VHS tapes there were.
I mean, I have a whole bunch of them, but yet none of them are the Spooky Space Kook, so maybe that one didn't, I don't want to say it didn't make the cut, but maybe it...
It would be weird, because, there's 25 episodes of Where Are You, which would equate to, 12, 13... VHS tapes,
right?
Depending on how they wanted to break those up.
Yeah. But then there are some that are duplicates too, so that doesn't help. There's some that have more.
Yeah.
More episodes repeating on certain ones or whatever, so that doesn't. It doesn't help either.
It just seems weird that out of all of the Scooby-Doo episodes available from 1969 to the early 90s.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't at least do all of Where Are You?
Right. Why wouldn't you? I mean, back in the day, VHS tapes was how people watched stuff. That was home entertainment. That was a huge thing.
And I feel like Scooby-Doo Where Are You is the purest form of Scooby-Doo that is protected by pop culture obsession.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah.
when something gets big enough to be a part of pop culture, it's always remembered in its like most basic form.
Yep.
You know, because yeah, you can talk to people who don't know anything about Star Wars. They'll know who Darth Vader is.
Right. They'll somehow know who he is.
But they won't know who, like, Ventress is.
Right. Well, yeah. You have to watch the Clone
Yeah.
Wars series in order to watch that, in order to know her. You know, but I mean, it's just...
Yeah. You know, they'll dive into any of the expanded universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the series is also available digitally for purchase on, platforms like Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Fandango, which used to be Vudu.
Yep.
Possibly iTunes. Not 100% sure on that.
I'm not sure on that one.
If you guys look for it, you can find it.
Yep.
Anyways, we're going to go split up and look for some clues, and we will be right back. And we're back. That was Spooky Space Kook, and it was more silly than spooky.
I know. Definitely more silly than spooky. Yep. Got that right.
But I guess silly Space Kook doesn't sound as
No,
Scooby.
No, it doesn't. It has to be Spooky Space Kook. That sounds better.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. Take this from the top.
Yeah.
We open up seeing a flying spaceship pan across the sky. Mm-hmm. And you gotta say, it looks like a badminton birdie.
It does, doesn't it? You got that one right, huh?
Just a little more beaten up.
A little more beaten up. Must have been tossed around a few times.
Yeah, which is weird. I would have expected a lot more spaceship designs in like the late 60s, early 70s to be more like flying saucers.
Right. Something that was the time for that.
Something more like quote unquote lazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we're still a good couple of years out before a lot of the more bigger sci-fi things, I think.
Yeah, or before that.
I don't know when Star Trek came out.
That one I won't be able to tell you. I don't know much about the older Star Trek.
But even then, I think the original Enterprise was just a big oval shaped thing with more ovals.
Something like that.
Oh, well, this is Scooby.
This is Scooby, not Star Trek. We shouldn't get the two somehow confused.
Right. We then see a glowing ghost in a spacesuit.
Yep.
Walk up to the screen, just laughing.
Laughing himself silly.
Yep. Where the inside of his domed helmet then flashes red as he laughs.
Yep, of course.
His spacesuit kind of looks like Buzz Lightyear's, just missing the buttons.
Yeah, it does.
So does this mean the Space Kook is the ghost of Buzz Lightyear?
It might be. You was thinking it that way.
Or, just coincidence.
It could be.
Further proof George Lucas, watched Star Wars because he helped create Pixar.
Yeah, that is true. Yep.
At least he helped create the software for Pixar.
Right. Yep. Of course, that little tab in information.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Oh.
We then cut to Mystery Inc. driving down the road when all of a sudden the Mystery Machine just stops.
Yep.
Where it's not broken down.
Nope, not yet.
Fred just forgot to put gas in it.
Fred, it's your Mystery Machine. Why did you not fill it up on the way out of town?
Why did you not have a spare can of gas?
That is true, too. I'm like, what are you doing, Fred? Whoops.
They spot a farmhouse nearby, so they think, hey, maybe they've got some gas they can give us or sell us. So they go talk to the old farmer.
Yep.
When he brandishes a gun at them, telling them to get off his lawn.
I mean, that'd be a way to get me to get off someone's lawn holding up a shotgun.
He's sick of them reporters coming up onto his property.
Yeah, well, I would be sick of it too if they were coming up day and night,
Yeah. They're told that, reporters have been bothering him ever since it showed up.
It? What's it?
It.
It's okay, wait.
That there was a mysterious aircraft landing near the abandoned airfield, and then all of a sudden it came out of it and was kind of scaring everyone off.
Sounds like it's scaring everyone off. Jeez.
Well, the gang manages to get gas from the farmer.
Yep.
And Fred decides to drive him to the old abandoned airfield.
What a great idea, Fred. Definitely a great idea there.
Yeah. They see that it's locked.
Yep.
And figure out nothing they can do.
No.
When the wind blows open the gate.
Opens up.
Yeah.
Creaks open.
It wasn't locked. It was just closed.
Yep, wasn't locked.
So, maybe some light trespassing on their part this time.
Yeah, light trespassing. Well, it wasn't locked, so, the wind opened it up.
They follow some glowing footprints.
Yep.
To a shed where they hear a humming sound. Shaggy goes up to the window. Fred asks what he sees, and he sees Scooby-Doo's inside.
What would Scooby-Doo be doing in the room?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Shaggy turns around to ask Scooby, and asks how to get inside.
How do you get out so fast?
When, it's determined that, the window's just that dirty.
Yep, of course it is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
The door's unlocked, so they go in and they find generator that's still warm. Which must have been the source of the
humming sound.
Yeah. I'm curious as to because we're never told really what that generator is powering.
Right, we're not ever told.
Unless it's just providing energy to the whole
It could be, that could be
airfield.
What it's doing. Yeah, that would make sense.
But I would assume with some of the other things we see later, it would still consistently be running.
Right,
I don't know how generators work.
I wouldn't know either, but, they usually power up a house, they power up...
Yeah.
They power up certain things like that, so... But that's a big, it's a big generator for doing the whole airfield.
Yep. They look outside and see a ghostly spacecraft touching down.
Uh-oh.
And so they split up to investigate.
Of course they do. What else are they going to do?
Yep. Shaggy and Scooby are wandering around. Shaggy pulls out some peanuts, which Scooby then steals.
All of what's in his hand, not just 2 or 3.
Yep, so Shaggy's like, let's see you do that again, wise guy.
Yep.
Pours some more peanuts into his hand and tosses them for Scooby to catch them.
And he runs over so excited to go get them.
Yep, when they're caught by the ghost.
Who's laughing about it.
Yep.
Maybe he was hungry too. Maybe, because, someone ate his dinner. Maybe he's hungry and wants some peanuts.
Scooby didn't eat his dinner yet.
Well, maybe he doesn't know that. He's coming over for a snack. Maybe he's hungry.
So Shaggy and Scooby run off. They hide in a broken down plane in pilot hats.
Yeah.
So you can add air pilots to the cowardly costume compendium.
Yep, of course.
When the space kook comes up behind them, and in order to expertly get away, Shaggy deploys the emergency raft.
Yep.
Which inflates and pushes Shaggy and Scooby out the nose of the plane's cockpit.
Yep.
Where they then land on the propeller of a nearby plane. And go and, ditch the ghost.
Yep. Do a pretty good job at that. Maybe they're experts in ditching ghosts too.
We cut to Fred and the girls outside of a machine shop.
Yep.
In which, they go inside.
Right.
Either Daphne or Velma asks where they are. It's like, the sign outside said machine shop.
It said machine shop. Why wouldn't you know that?
Yeah. And Daphne remarks how it's all dirty inside with,
It's all, yeah.
all greasy. And Fred notices that it's fresh grease. They're observing, trying to figure out like why the grease is fresh. What these tools have been used recently. When all of a sudden Fred gets hoisted up by a crane, and he calls down, asks to get him down. There has to be a button or a switch somewhere,
Right?
And points out like, Velma, surely you know what it is.
But that's not her cup of tea.
Yeah, Velma's like, mechanics aren't my cup of tea.
Right.
And don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley. Okay.
It's a episode at an airfield. There had to be an airplane joke in here somewhere.
There had to be somewhere. Yep.
So they go off to find Shag and Scoob, and Fred remarks how he feels like a side of beef.
Yep.
Or a slab of beef.
Feels like, I think it was side of beef. Yeah, I feel like a side of beef.
So Shaggy and Scooby find where all the parachutes are kept.
Yep.
They go inside and they see a dummy wearing a parachute descending from the ceiling.
Whoops.
So they go hide in a pile of parachutes.
Well, where else would you hide?
I think Shaggy comes up first, and then Scooby comes up with a parachute over looking like a ghost.
Yep.
Shaggy remarks that there's a ghost, hides under a parachute, while Scooby takes his parachute off.
Right.
And sees Shaggy looking like a ghost. And so they both run out with parachutes over them.
Yep.
Right past Daphne and Velma.
Of course.
Who remarks out, two ghosts, one of which has paws.
Right. Well, who else would that be if they have paws?
Figure it's Shaggy and Scooby.
Right.
And comment how you must have scared yourself silly.
We were just looking for you guys.
So they go and get Fred down. So Shaggy's got to be an expert in mechanics if he was able to get Fred down.
Right, if he was able to get
if the others couldn't.
No, of course not. Well, that's not her cup. That's not their cup of tea.
While they're standing there, Fred was trying out his Luke Skywalker cosplay by removing his left hand.
His left hand. And Shaggy's laughing at him as he's holding
it. I think Shaggy's laughing because I think he told a joke how Fred could have scared the ghost.
Right, man. Oh, man.
But, Fred mentions how, Shaggy, you were pretty vague on describing the ghost.
Right.
Shaggy's like, well, you could say he looked something like that. Pointing right at the ghost walking towards them.
Yep.
Shag and Scoob run off.
Yep.
Fred comments, in a case like this, Shag and Scoob did exactly the right thing. Let's scram.
Let's scram. Yep. They all take a chapter, take a page out of Scooby and Shaggy's book.
Yep. Shaggy and Scooby end up in the mess hall.
Yep, they do.
Shaggy, surprisingly, doesn't know that mess hall equals kitchen.
How could he not? They love the kitchen. How could they not know the mess hall?
I think it has to do with Shaggy's not in the military.
Oh, okay. That would make sense. But,
I'm fairly confident that this abandoned airfield was an airfield for the Air Force, if anything else.
It could be.
With all of the military stuff around.
Right. Yeah.
So they go inside, they start scouring for food.
Right.
Scooby opens the fridge and finds a jar of olives.
Yep.
A thin of ham. And a small rotisserie chicken.
Yep.
Scooby eats the ham and the chicken and 99.9% of the olives.
Like, when did he eat the olives? You saw me eat the ham, you saw me eat the chicken. When did he eat?
I don't know, but at least he left one for Shaky.
Well, he always leaves the olive. Haven't you noticed that in some of the episodes? At least you left me the olive.
Shaggy remarks how, you found a clue, Scooby-Doo.
I did.
What would a ghost from space keep ham and chicken around for?
Yeah, why would he do that?
Ghosts from space don't eat. I don't know.
Maybe a ghost doesn't know that. Does a ghost know that? Yeah.
Although they had to deal with Redbeard last week, so Shaggy should have the assumption that ghosts eat, because he had to cook ghost pirate stew.
Yeah, make ghost pirate stew. Yep. Yep.
They go outside to go find the others to let them know what they found. They see the ghost. They run back into the mess hall. Scooby decides to make a clean getaway by hiding in an automatic dishwasher when Shaggy accidentally steps in a bucket.
Yep.
And when trying to shake the bucket off his foot, turns on the dishwasher.
So he's a expert in washing a dog?
He's an expert at using an automatic dishwasher to wash a dog.
He knows the button to hit. He knows how to start it up.
Right.
Oh, man.
Now, Scooby comes out. Shaggy makes a joke about a clean getaway.
Isn't it? Did he say pristine getaway?
He said clean getaway.
Oh, I thought he said pristine.
Because Scooby just got cleaned.
Well, right, but
We cut to Fred and the girls. They're not too worried about running back into the space Kook. So they're wandering around, come across a barrel with a newspaper inside.
That's what you decided to notice, Fred?
Yeah. And it's got glowing dots on it.
Oh.
That turn out to be glowing fingerprints.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's nothing too spectacular in the paper other than, one article that was made special attention to either by circling or underlining it about mysterious aircraft at the airfield.
Yep. Here, Fred, you gotta hold it like this.
Yeah.
Like, really? You do hold it like this. Okay.
We cut back to Shag and Scoob. They're coming out of some trash cans they were hiding in.
They're an expert in hiding in trash cans now, too? They're an expert in everything.
Scooby makes a loud noise. Shaggy tells him to be quiet. They hear some more crashing. Shaggy repeats to be quiet, and Scooby points it wasn't him. It was the ghost.
It was the ghost. It wasn't me.
Yep.
It was the ghost.
They go hide in the supply depot. They use a key to lock the door. Shaggy tells Scooby to hide the key.
Yep.
Scooby
He does.
expertly hides it out a window when they notice a back door.
Yep.
So they push a desk in front of it.
Of course. That would definitely work. Why wouldn't it?
Wouldn't you know that the door opens the other way?
Oh, it does? Oh, man.
So the ghost opens the door the other way. So they run to the door that they locked.
Okay.
Shaggy asks Scooby for the key. Scooby tells Shaggy he hid the key out the window.
You threw the key out the window?
They have to get that key quick.
I know.
They jump out the window, grab the key.
Uh-huh.
Now, what would you do in this situation? And what do you think is the correct thing to do? Is it A, you're outside, just run off? Or B, jump back in where the ghost is to unlock the door you locked to run outside?
I mean, we're talking about Scooby logic. I'm going to go with B. We're going to go back in.
That's what Shag and Scoob do too, so that's got to be the correct choice.
That's got to be. There's no other way to do it.
And that moment is what I just find is like the perfect moment to kind of define the ridiculousness of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. We're going to run back in the building.
I don't know how many times they do off-brand versions of this gag.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'd have to see.
But it's like this is a gag that sticks out in my mind. They barricade themselves in a place. Mm-hmm. Turns out that there's another way in that they overlook.
Yep.
And they now have to convoluted get themselves out.
I don't know about this way out, but all right.
They eventually run into Fred and the girls, and they end up at the airfield's motor pool. They find a Jeep that has gasoline in the exhaust pipe.
But it has flat tires on it. How is it supposed to go anywhere?
That's a good question. And Fred and Shaggy discover there's an extra set of wheels underneath.
Is it wheels or wheels?
Wheels. The Jeep then drives off by itself.
Yep.
Right as the Space Kook comes out of the back of a truck.
A truck.
And then bunch of the other doors around the motor pool open up to reveal more space kooks.
Jumping jelly beans.
Yep.
Yep.
They run off. Shaggy and Scooby run up a tower where Shaggy finds a microphone and a tape recorder, and it's got to be hooked up to the sound system.
Right.
Got to get Fred and the girls up there on the double.
Yep, on the double.
So Scooby pulls out a bugle and does a bugle call, attracting the attention of the ghosts.
Of course I would attract the attention of the ghosts.
They pile a bunch of chairs on top of the door.
How would the chairs be able to...
But that doesn't keep the ghost out.
No, of course not.
So as a last resort, they use a parachute and jump from the tower.
Only as a last resort.
It's at this point, the farmer has arrived on the scene with the sheriff. He called the sheriff when he saw the kids' van parked outside the airfield and got worried for him.
Yep.
When they see the space kook running.
In the opposite direction?
Yeah.
Yep.
And, they chase after him. He goes into a wind tunnel.
That's definitely a bright idea on that one. They
close the door, and they immediately turn it on.
Of course they do. Come on, Freddy, turn it on.
Basically, the wind tunnel blows the costume off the ghost.
Yep.
And it is a person we have not seen at all this whole episode.
No, we don't know exactly.
The farmer tells us that it's Henry Bascom, who's his neighbor.
His greedy neighbor, that's right.
They figure, he was using rubber boots to make the strange glowing tracks.
Yep.
They figured the projector and sound system that Shaggy and Scooby found was used to create the ghost ship.
Right.
The flying ship and...
The sound effects.
Yep, all the sound effects.
Yep.
They figure, it's probably stuffed dummies. All of the space kooks they saw. And the Jeep was probably remote controlled.
That would sound about
Only
right.
thing they couldn't figure out is why. But the sheriff has the answer for that.
Yep, sheriff, it's good. The sheriff is good this time around. Definitely.
He tells them that, there was plans on the airfield opening back up, and they needed more land for jets.
Right.
So the plan was that the ghosts would scare everyone off so they could buy up the land cheap.
Yeah.
That is essentially the end of the episode.
Yep. That sounds like the end of it. Yep.
And what an episode it was.
Of course it was. It was your favorite episode.
It is.
Definitely.
So we get fun responsibilities.
Yay, fun responsibilities.
Well, there are no Scooby snacks at all in this episode.
No, but apparently there are peanuts. That doesn't count. We're not going to add those peanuts.
Nope.
Well, he only eats a certain amount, and then the ghost gets the other half. So.
Yep. So I forgot to write down what our current snack intake total was.
Oh gosh.
So we'll have that for you next week because it didn't change at all from last week.
No.
Because the peanuts weren't a bribe or anything.
No, they weren't. But they were hungry, so they wanted to eat something.
So now we can go straight to the Scooby Zone Manifest of Monsters.
Ooh, the manifest. Oh boy. All right.
The current Manifest of Monsters.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Yes. At 18, the bottom of the barrel, we've got Frankenstein's monster.
Yep.
Above him at 17, we've got the Ape Man.
Of course.
The Fortune Teller at 16.
Fortune Teller.
Vasquez Castle Ghost at 15.
Yep.
14 is the Witch.
Yep.
13 is the Black Knight.
Yep.
12 is the Mummy.
Yep.
11 is the Minor 49er. 10 is the Indian Witch Doctor.
Yep.
9 is Captain Cutler.
Yep.
8 is the Werewolf. 7 is Charlie the Robot.
Yep.
6 is the Ghost Clown.
Yep.
5 is Redbeard the Pirate.
Yep.
4 is Pietro the Puppet Master, or the Cloaked Cavalier.
Oh, the Cloaked Cavalier. Yep.
3 is the Franken Vampire.
Yep.
2 is the Zombie.
The Zombie.
And so far, the best ghost is the ghost of Elias Kingston.
Yep, he's the best so far.
You already know where I want to place Space Kook.
Oh, God,
So
you want to put him up, but you want to put him in first, don't you?
I think he's a good ghost.
Well, I'm not saying that he is a good ghost, but however, he didn't really do any grabbing. He didn't really catch any of
you
them.
want to get technical about it. He hoisted Fred up into the
I
air.
suppose he hoisted from like a side of beef. But I mean, you gotta go back to Elias Kingston. He
Yes.
caught them off camera. He's at least not.
yeah.
He can be higher up, but I don't think he's at least not first place yet. No one has beat Elias
Like I said,
Kingston yet.
I said that there'd be some biases here. So like a lot of this is being deferred to you right now.
Oh, great! So it's on me now to figure out what it is.
It's like okay. Well, okay, we've got 18 on the list so far.
Yep.
Is he top half or bottom half?
I'll put him in the top half.
Okay, so
I don't know exactly where you want to put him.
Okay, so halfway, number 9 is Captain Cutler.
Right.
I honestly, even unbiasedly, I do think that
he's better.
He's better. Like his design.
Right, just by design.
I think design alone puts him up into the top 5.
Yeah, I agree.
Because his design is just so on point.
Right.
That he's definitely better than Redbeard.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Better than Redbeard.
I'd almost say he's better than the vampire. The puppet master and the vampire.
Right. No, I agree with that one too.
I think it's then a matter of, do we think he's better than Zombie?
I mean, they both had good grab times. I mean,
Zombie he grabbed Shaggy and Scooby.
Right. Yeah.
But the Space Kook had it where he made it look like there were more of him.
Right. So what, you want to put him as number 2? Is that what you're telling me? Put him at least at number 2? Because we know he hasn't beaten out Elias Kingston. I know you're biased on him and stuff. No, I understand. Yeah. But I think he's, just because looking at everything Elias Kingston did.
Yeah.
How good he was off camera. Come on
It's one of those things. It's like, if we excluded Zombie because of being a quote-unquote henchman,
yep,
I think it'd be no contest of Space Kook being at number 2. But because the Zombie, even despite being a henchman, was just as involved as the witch.
Yeah, if not more.
Yeah.
He did more of the...
That even with my biased perspective...
At least he made the top 3. Yeah. The top 5. At least he did probably better. Well, you wanted to be number 1, obviously, but I'm like... No, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get anything to get past Elias Kingston. Honestly, I didn't think he was gonna be. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was gonna make that. You know what I mean? Because I never watched the episode that much, but yet seeing how much he grabbed off camera, it's like this guy deserves the top spot. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens in further episodes, but I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's like. Thinking of what ghosts I know 100% for sure are coming up.
Right.
Because there are so many ghosts where I think their designs beat out Elias Kingston's design.
Right. Yeah.
But trying to remember what they do.
Yep.
It's like, do they do anything that I would constitute better than grabbing Shaggy off screen a couple of times?
Yeah, that's quite a few. I don't know why. He really liked grabbing Shaggy a few times.
That if I think of it, I think there may be for sure one contender that I think could beat out Elias Kingston.
Okay. I'll take your word on that one. We'll see what happens when we get to that specific episode.
Yeah.
That's all it is, folks. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, so at number three, we have the Space Kook.
There you go. We made the top
You know,
three.
it's crazy to think we've got 10 episodes left after this one of
No,
Where Are You?
Something. So 10 more. Well, it's actually 10 more monsters.
You know, a minimum of 10 more.
Yep. So
maximum of, I think, 11, because we'll probably, for Mystery Mask mix-up, we will probably split.
Oh, right, the henchman and the...
Yeah, I know, it's the Scare Pair and...
Yep.
I don't even remember the name of the main ghost.
Yeah, we'd have to...
But that is a matter for another time.
It is.
Now we move to the Fred Jones Failure Files.
Hey, the Fred Jones Failure... Wait,
Yeah.
It wasn't really much of a... Oh, okay, so we're going to call this one the Wind Tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because they did trap him in there.
I guess they... Well, he walked in by himself,
He walked...
though.
Yeah, but...
But they just trapped him in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it did work. I mean, it
Yeah.
did work off a hit.
No, like, it'll be interesting when we go through this at the end of the series.
To see where everything lies.
Yeah, and see how many, like, are just crazy contraptions and however many are just a matter of convenience.
Right.
But,
Yep.
All right, the Fred Jones Failure Files. At 15
Yep.
is the tapestry Shaggy tried to trap a vampire with.
Well, not the best one.
Nope. 14 is just a big slide.
It's a big slide.
13 is instant suds.
Yep.
12 is a stampede of dogs.
Right.
11 is a biplane homicide from Scooby in a museum. 10 is Scooby tying a vampire up by his feet. Empire Strikes Back style. You know,
I love it.
A
Scooby
good
Strikes Back.
number of years before that movie came out.
Right, so George Lucas must have watched the Gaggle of Galloping Ghosts just to figure that one out.
Yep. 9 is beating the ghost with a drum and a tuba after he falls from some scaffolding.
Yep.
8 is using a crate and a giant magnet to stop a robot.
It somewhat works, but it's
until sabotage.
Until sabotage happens.
You know. 7 is just using a mirror to stop from being hypnotized. And
hypnotize the ghost clown and thinking he's a chimp.
Yep, making him hypnotize himself. You know. 6 is lawnmower basketball, you know, riding a lawnmower, crashing into a ghost, into some... He's
always crashing
crazy...
he must try to... must want to make them into a ghost.
Yeah.
He tries to do it.
Number 5 is probably... one of my favorites is the automatic pogo stick.
Pogo stick. No, it's a jackhammer.
You know, 4 is just a chandelier to... trap a werewolf.
But it works. I mean, honestly, it must be a very heavy... Well, it's an old chandelier, so it might be very heavy, which makes sense, and he seems to have some difficulty getting it off. Yep. 3
is some special effects nonsense that was used to catch the best ghost.
The best ghost ever, so far.
Number 2 is the Better Mouse Trap.
Better Mouse Trap.
You know, which is just all sorts of complex.
Complex shenanigans.
And so the best trap is, you know, just a money pit.
Money pit.
You know, smacking a witch and a zombie with a tree branch onto a cart into an armored car.
And it works.
Using money as bait.
Money.
So, where do you think a wind tunnel falls onto this list?
I mean, man, it's not like as much shenanigans as like a lot of the upper ones, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a low one, but yet
No, it's because it's like...
Honestly, I think it's at least like in the 7, like 7, 8, 9, like in that. I think it's in that kind of range.
Okay, about midway.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
I mean, unless you think...
Do we think it's better or worse than the mirror?
I mean, I know the mirror is just hypnotizing the ghost, but I mean, I don't honestly see it being better than any of the 6, like like the top 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's I mean, it's not as much shenanigans as
Okay.
one of them, but
Yeah. Well, do we think it's better or worse than just throwing a tuba after he falls into a drum?
I think it's probably better than drumming a tuba. I
Okay.
mean, honestly,
Do we think it's better than trying to use a giant crate that the robot runs through, or than a giant magnet?
if it all wasn't sabotage, it might have been.
Honestly, because of the absurd dimensions of that magnet, like that's a giant Acme magnet. Like,
right, yeah, that's right. It's Acme. So
honestly, that one should have been up higher than it should have been.
Well, we had a bunch of other traps come in the way of it that were better than that one.
Well, yes.
Yes.
But also, sabotage.
I know, if it wasn't sabotage, it would have been at least in the top 3 or top 5. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm thinking. At least have been there.
Yeah. So, that's at a nice, respectable number 9.
Yep.
About the middle of the list right now.
Right. Yep.
All right. So then, for the table of snacks, how many snacks do you think this episode brings to the table?
Oh boy, you are gonna be up there.
So. All right. I will say my opinion first.
Okay.
In my perfectly biased opinion. And my reasons for my biased opinion.
Okay.
I do think that this is a 5.
Okay. Here we go.
And here's the thing. Yes, it is missing. The iconic would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids line and a musical chase sequence. Yep. But besides those 2 points, this hits every single point that I think of when it comes to classic Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Maybe minus Velma losing her glasses, but as we discovered, that actually doesn't happen all that often.
No.
We get the mystery machine kind of quote-unquote breaking down. We get this Shaggy and Scooby shenanigans, they wear a sort of costume, hiding from the ghost. They have that ridiculous mix-up when running away where it's like, you threw the key out the window. What? You're outside. Just keep running.
Just keep running. But no, we gotta run back.
Go back
inside.
in.
Yep.
Yep. Daphne being danger prone.
Of course, but at least she didn't. At least she wasn't the one who got Fred up that time. You think it would have been her who did that? Accidentally hit the button.
No, and like the extent of her danger proneness really in this episode is just her being kind of dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. But this is like one of the episodes that I think is like, if you've never watched Scooby before and want to know just like how ridiculous it can get, like this is the best episode. Yep. So that's why I think this one's a 5. But I
mean,
this is an equal podcast.
Yes, an equal podcast. Of course it is.
So what do you think?
I mean, I would go for giving it a 5. I mean, not because I'm trying to be, in working agreement, but, you make some solid points. And it's, like you say, it's someone you would show someone who hasn't seen it before. That would be able to see all the Scooby shenanigans. And, that's the classic Scooby, like you say. But, I mean, minus the other stuff it doesn't have. But, I mean, we'll get that stuff later. Apparently later on than I thought we were going to get it, but, we'll get the other stuff later on. But, I mean, I guess we'll give this one a 5.
Yeah, and I think, I feel like there may have been some previous episodes we've ranked that we may have been a little too, I don't want to say harsh on.
Yeah.
But I also think that, while they were good episodes, like, they were still missing, like, one of those, like,
iconic
key components that really like push it into like this is like a top episode, like if we were to make like a list of like the 10 best episodes, it's like I don't know if they would really fall in the top 5 of that 10 list.
They probably wouldn't.
But so I think this may be our first 5 since What a Night for a Night.
Yeah, I think so. I think I gave it a 5, didn't I? Well, it is a really iconic episode. I mean,
yes.
I mean, I believe it, even though yes,
so,
it is the pilot.
it took 15 episodes?
It's 15 episodes.
14 more episodes from the pilot, so.
Yep, to get number 5. Whoops.
So now here's the real question.
Oh, boy.
Do you think we'll get another 5 before we get to the end of Where Are You?
I mean, I could definitely see at least like maybe one more. At least one more. I think I could see that happening. I don't know if you're thinking the one I'm thinking of.
Probably am.
Oh, you think so? You're gonna challenge that one, huh?
I guess we'll just have to find out next week when we watch A Night of Fright is No Delight. Which is a delightful episode title to say.
It is. Well, it depends on which one we're going to rate, but, definitely might be up there, too.
So, yeah, guys, we'll be back next week with A Night of Fright is No Delight.
Oh, all right.
And all the fun that comes with that episode.
Yep, and then the fun after the episode, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So until then, just remember, they would have gotten away with it, too.
If it weren't for those meddling kids.